Last time we spoke to you about the Master Property Plan at King's, and today I wanted to update you about some of the work that's been going on with that Master Property Plan. We've been concerned about style and that sense of theme for the future buildings of King's College. Andrew Patterson, who we've engaged for this work, has been doing some developmental thinking in around what the styles and themes of future buildings might look like at King's College. We want to be able to look back in future years on those new installations and see that new buildings are fitting with those old buildings of King's.
King's College's architectural roots stretch back to the 20s, when Richard Abbott, the school's first architect, designed a school campus that drew from the collegiate branch of Gothic Revival architecture. He was heavily influenced by the likes of Oxford and Cambridge. Abbott's design has defined King's for almost a century, and it's critical to preserve and protect these original buildings. But at the same time, the sensitive, holistic addition of contemporary developments is vital to ensuring the best possible living and learning environments for the entire college community. There were three key components to Abbott's original master plan. The first was the sweeping tree-lined avenue, separating playing fields from the central chapel and buildings. This kind of defined the aspiration of providing the best well-rounded education. And the second was a series of two-storied academic buildings arranged around various quadrangles in the tradition of Oxford and Cambridge. And the third was the centrepiece of the chapel. Our new thematic master plan for the grounds establishes clear principles for preserving and building on the basics of Abbott's original design. And a key part of this is respecting the college's historic core, and in particular the memorial chapel's position at the heart of the school. The master plan also prioritises pedestrians. It utilises urban design principles from the contemporary world that ensure high-quality open spaces and thoroughfares. Finally, the thematic lays out aesthetic guidelines for maintaining and developing each of the college's distinct zones. These are the heart of the school, the chapel, the historic core, or the quadrangle buildings, the academic buildings that support the historic core, mission timber buildings, residential village, and future development opportunities. The memorial chapel's always been at the heart of the college. It's a great building in its own right, but the chapel is also a physical expression of the school's values and faith. That position is retained under the new thematic master plan, which respects the historic building's heritage by both honouring and building on Abbott's original vision. Abbott's plan was for the chapel to be the most prominent building on the school grounds, a striking, picturesque central image for every arrival on campus. While the chapel has indeed grown to become the icon of the school, Abbott's original intentions have never been fully realised. He intended the building to be surrounded by a picturesque symmetrical frame of other buildings. However, only the western side of this frame has ever been completed. This area is known as the college's historic core. The historic core flanks the western side of the chapel and consists of the Abbott Administration Building, Memorial Building, Dining Hall, and Arts Centre. And the borders of these buildings are what makes up the school's iconic quadrangles. Quadrangles are open social spaces protected from the weather. They're designed for informal interaction between all members of the collegiate community, and they remain a defining characteristic of the King's identity. Under the new thematic master plan, these open spaces are to be maintained and enhanced, including an extension to the main quadrangle. While the collegiate design of the historic core is a defining characteristic of the college, it's far from the only architectural style on campus. The new thematic master plan doesn't just outline existing areas of the campus, but also the areas that have been earmarked for future expansion. And the first project on the agenda is the new Centre for Performing Arts. The Performing Arts Centre will wrap around the existing Great Hall, featuring a foyer, theatre, and collaborative learning and practice spaces for subjects such as music, drama, and dance. The design of the Performing Arts Centre is well underway, with inspiration being drawn from successful precincts at the likes of Oxford and Harvard. So it's an incredibly exciting time for the college. And my entire team at Patterson's is honoured to be involved in in the future of one of New Zealand's most iconic school campuses.